Good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Thursday morning. It is the 23rd of May. I'm going to try and remember to pop in the dates as well. My name is Alisa Tilsner. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, going live every Thursday morning for a little bit of live card making. We will get to see what we create. I create on the fly, so we could be anything. But yesterday I did have a play around. I had an idea in my head, and I actually wanted to see whether it would work before I embarrassed myself by going live, just in case it didn't work. And then I was like, So I did have a play yesterday, but today I'm going to do some different colors. And then because you need a little bit of drying time, I will go back and create with the card that I made yesterday. So good morning, Margaret and Sharon. Welcome, welcome. They are on YouTube. So I am on both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So if you see me responding to people that you can't see comments from, that would be why. Hi, Shaz, how you going? So we are playing again with the layers of beauty because I love this bundle. And honestly, if I have not convinced you to get it yet, I need to work a little bit harder on this bundle, right? I know I've convinced a couple of you, but I need to convince a few more of you, I think, because it is one of those just beautiful, soft, romantic flowers, which they've got happy anniversary in here and some, grateful for you and that type of thing. But team it up with other sentiments and it's still just as beautiful. So good morning, Deborah and Katrina. Hello, and Shaz from the UK. Oh my gosh, I know what time. You're either up really, really late or you're up super early, in which case you're crazy in both ways. So welcome to Shaz, special welcome. Okay, let's get swung around and let's get stuck straight into what we are making. So if you have not seen this bundle yet, it is on page 57 of the Annual Catalogue. Hi, Robin. Watching on TV and commenting via Facebook. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, so we have got, with this bundle, it includes a stamp set. It includes the dies, which I won't actually be using today, but I'll give you a quick flick of them. Oh, it's only 1:30 in the morning, Shaz. Well, that's not too bad. I think because of the time changes, because I know that sometimes it would be like 3 a.m. or something like that if I recall correctly, but still crazy, way past my bedtime. So we've got dies that match them. They cut out all the little little bits and pieces, and then there's a little tag and some extra leaves for standalone. We're not using them today. We're going to be doing a main piece, and also as part of this bundle is a decorative masks, and they are layering masks. I need to get them in order because I was playing with them yesterday. So 1, and they all build on top of each other. 2, 3. There's little numbers up in the corner so I can see what order we need to go in. 4 and 5. 3 flowers, 2 leaves. Hey, Ronnie. And Rose, Marilyn. Oh gosh, everyone's here today. Awesome. Okay, so I did have a play yesterday, and I also put out a call on my Facebook for a color combo. Now Sam had suggested Berry Burst and Shaded Spruce, but I sort of want this to be, the technique that I'm going to do sort of gives it like a, almost needs to be like a rustic type of one. So Sam had suggested Berry Burst and Shaded Spruce, but I think that the Shaded Spruce might be a little bit bright for what I want, so I am going to go for Old Olive. Oh no, Fiona's homesick. That's no good. And then I was thinking, well, for the card that the technique that I played with yesterday, so that I didn't embarrass myself when I came live, I actually used a lighter color as well. So I grabbed the color wheel. We got these at On Stage, but there is actually a version of this in the catalogue. It's towards the back on page 132. So this is a version of that one. Stampin' Up! Are redesigning a new one of these because this has got ink colors in it, and obviously the ink colors will retire. So, and then this will be obsolete. So they are going to redesign one. But if you don't have one of these, then we have these in the catalogue. And I was looking at Berry Burst and I wanted a lighter color to go with it. And so I thought Fresh Freesia, but I have actually gone for Petunia Pop because you'll see when we start the technique why I want something that's got perhaps a little bit, oh, maybe I should do Fresh Freesia. Maybe I should pop them a little bit different. You know what? Maybe I will. I'm just going to change my mind because I can. And then it's not as similar because now this morning I've just realised that these are the other two cards that I've made with it, and then I realized that I would be just doing the same color combination again. So maybe I'll do Fresh Freesia and Berry Burst instead. Okay, so and if you're wondering how this works, and you can do the same type of thing with the catalogue, is it sort of just gives you like a range of colours. So all of these colours would blend nicely together. And I'm thinking that these are going to be perfect for our Stampin' blends as well, because it will give you an idea that, hey, these three colours in my Stampin' blends should blend together really nicely as well. These two colours or these three colours will blend together nicely. I did actually just do some colouring, and I had Blueberry Bushel and Azure Afternoon. So the blues sort of aren't really in a real good lineup, are they? But some of them will go quite nicely. So you'll be able to look at that. It's in the catalogue. Okay, you will need. Do you want me to show you what I'm doing first before, or just do the technique and then show you what I played with yesterday? But you're going to need some watercolour. Hello, Carolyn, my friend. You're going to need some fluid. I have not pulled out watercolour paper in so long, so it was really nice to be playing with. Maybe I'll show you the technique first, and then I'll show you what I did yesterday. So I'm just going to do one, and then, like I said, I'll show you what I did yesterday. So I'm just going to I'm going to take the whole piece. I know it's probably wasteful, but I'm going to do the whole piece. And we've got a little V, and that's going to help me because I'm just going to do it simple ways today. So I'm just going to put that little V up there, and that will help me get everything lined up, even though I could just theoretically line it up with the bottom of the card. But you know. Hello, Mira. All right, and I'm going to, if I can get this working, I'm going to stick this to my, although I probably will want to lift it up again, so that's probably not the best thing for me to do. But right, let's get started. I'm a waffling. Right, so we're going to grab the Fresh Freesia first, and I am going to just apply this, and I'm just holding it. I'm not using any tape. I'm just going to have to trust that I've got some strength in my fingers just to hold that on. And because I'm going to go darker in other colors, it doesn't really matter if I don't, I can make this one a little bit full of strength. Because you know me, I struggle to do things lightly. Oh, something wobbling over there. And actually, I do probably want to lay a fair bit of ink down on this one. So if you can use 2 or even 3 colours, you're probably going to get better results again. Okay. Try and keep an eye on the comments as well. Oh, Carolyn, I'm not watercolouring though. I'm cheap watercolouring. So Carolyn is the most amazing artist. So if you need to go over and check out Carolyn's artwork is it Kelly Draws over on Instagram. So if you want to see artwork, that highly suggest you go and check out Carolyn's Instagram page. You'll be blown away. Okay, I'm going to have to stop opening and closing this because I'm going to be using it a fair bit. Okay, so I can pop this away, and I've got cardstock beside me, and I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get ink all over my card because I know what I'm like. Push it to the side. All right, so I do have to get a little bit noisy, so apologies for this, but you need a spritzer. I did see storms was it in Iowa? So Okay, let's have, I've got a line there, if that's okay. So we're going to spritz this with water. And I probably shouldn't have stuck it down because I want to get a little bit of flow going around. Flow. There we go. Now you have to jiggle it. It sort of wants to stay contained in that little area. So I do have to get the heat tool out. Apologies. Otherwise, this is going to take days and days. Whoops. I've got one running down. We can guide it with our heat tool. So sort of want to push it down. I want it to spread out a little bit. So of course, if you go gung-ho with your water spritzing, it's going to take longer to dry. So apologies because I did put a fair bit down. But I didn't put enough down to make it all puddle off the edge like I did yesterday. So you can guide your little water puddles as you dry them. Okay, just give it back a little bit of a dry. All right, first layer done. Now, this is why I have to keep, why it would be silly to keep closing up my cleaning container. All right, number one done. Number two, so I'm going to bring in the berry burst now. Good morning, Nicole. Okay, so that's probably got a little bit of stick on it left, so I'm just going to press down a little bit further. Again, I'm just going to be really naughty and hold it. Now I can line up my V, so if you are working in an area or in a smaller piece, or if you're moving it around, now my berry burst is a little bit dodgy and it is quite dark as well, so I'm actually just going to tap that off a little bit because I need to come in with I need to do light with this one and then come in heavier with my second one. Just making sure I've got the, yep, I got the right one. It's quite detailed for number two. And then I can just pick that up off the glass mat. No wastage of ink. I'm going to lie them down because they are going to give me the willies. All right, there we go. Layer number two. I'm just going to pop you aside for a moment. And I have learned the hard way to clean these as you go because I'm a piggy stamper and I had these sitting for like a couple of weeks. And of course, when I went to go and clean them, they don't want to clean off properly. So if you've got one of these chamois, just clean as you go. Honestly, it makes a huge difference later on. And then of course, when you want to go and use them again, you're not like, oh man, that's right, I didn't clean these the last time I used them. Such a grub. Should I be admitting that? I don't know. Okay, so we are going to spritz again. Hello, it's like a little reunion here. Yay! Okay, spritz again. And this should bleed big time because we've got a nice strong colour there. And this one's going to take off again. We'll just let it do its thing. I need my heat tool again. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm doing this. And you can guide that so that you get strong puddles. Gosh, everyone is here today. This is awesome. Oh, and if you caught my live the other night, I came on live and I did some scrapbooking. Can you believe that? Well, I actually finished off another layout yesterday, and I will show you that a little bit later as well. So, and it didn't take me very long at all. So, yay for scrapbooking kits. Okay, so we've got quite a rich spread going on here. So I am going to do number 3 now. Whoops. Make sure that you do have a fair bit of, like, it is fairly dry, because if you try and come in with it slightly wet, the look might get a bit dodgy. All right, so now we can come in and just pop these ones on. This is our third one. I'm going to have to give these a wash too, I think. Wow, check that out. Now, because this one is so intense, I don't know, because I've got a lot of spreading going around underneath it, I don't know that I will spritz this one. I'll see what it looks like when I lift it off. But I did spritz all 3 layers, but we'll see what this one looks like. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to spritz this one just to tone it down, because the other ones have washed out quite a bit. Otherwise, they'll sort of just stand out and look a bit weird. But I'll only give it a tiny little bit of water. Clean that up again. Making a mess. Squeaky clean. All right. So we'll just spritz very, very lightly on this one, like not much at all, because, and being that it is even more intense in color, and I'm not going to pick it up and I'm not going to make it spread around. So this one should dry pretty quick. I just want to blur those lines a little bit, if you know what I mean. Now we're going to stamp next. We're going to do our stamping in the next session, the next step. But I was going to do a light color, but I think because we've got so much richness in our roses here, I think I'm going to just stamp with a darker color and make sure that it is really, really dry with this step, because it's being a water-based ink. If this is not dry, then your image will run. So let's turn that over, do it from that side. I know these colors are gorgeous. Beautiful. And it's been a long time since I've gotten inky like this and actually done a technique. So I just love it. Love, love, love. All right, so I have got my big stamp here, and it does get a little bit wrinkled, but it's not too bad. Okay, I'm going to bring in my favorite pebbled path at the moment, because I didn't want black. Yesterday, I will explain when I show you my photo, I stamped, I thought I would try stamping first and then doing this technique over the top. So I stamped with saddle brown, just as a muck around to start with. I stamped with saddle brown, and of course it stained because it stays on. So then I did it again, and instead I did this way first, then stamped, then finished. So, and that's what I did, but I did it with a darker color. Whoops, hang on a minute before things get out of control. There we go. All right, so we'll stamp this up. And I'm going to stand up for this because I want to be able to see where I am going. So hopefully bits of me don't show in. Now, and it doesn't matter if you don't do this perfectly, because you can't really see the outline of your roses anyway. So as long as we've got them in the, you know, in the general direction that we need. All right, so we've got a flower down there, we've got flowers up there, and I think I'm good to go. So you don't have to be as particular with this. Give it a good pressing down, because we are working on the fluid water paper, so it does have that texture to it, the ripple to it. there we go. So I'm going to bring this up to the screen so you can have a look at how it has turned out. So isn't that gorgeous? So you could leave it at that step. Okay, I'm going to put in the green. Ronnie says that admitting to being grubby is good, makes us other grubbies feel so much better. I am really grubby. I will, like, no joke, these masks sat for more weeks than I care to admit, because I used them before I went on holiday, and then they were still like that when I got back from holiday. So how pretty is that? So you could stop there and create with that. Let's add our old olive and we'll see what that turns like. So you can see I'm choosing the old olive because it's sort of got like that brown. It's when old olive gets wet, it has like a browny tone to it. It's not a real bright green. So I wanted to keep it in that sort of soft romantic style of feel, if you know what I mean. So let's line this up, and now we can line our leaves up perfectly because we've got that stamped image and it was so super easy to do. All right, let's, oh shoot. Did you guys just see what I did? Holy crap. Can you see what color is on there? Can you see what color is on my ink pad? Just, oh my gosh. I need the one that says green. Green, people. Oh man. Bear with me for 2 seconds because we know what is going to be on that as well. This is an old olive re-inker. This, we're just going to give it a little bit of re-ink because we know what is going to also be on my green now. It's probably going to be a little bit of pinky on my green. Oh, look at this poor old ink pad. I had this ink pad, I reckon it was in my starter kit 18 years ago. She doesn't want to soak in too well anymore. But it's still going. I hope that was old olive. I can't see properly either. Oh, I need to go and put my eyes. I'm finding that even with my glasses, I need to hold things further back. All right, I'm just going to tap off a little bit just to make sure. You know, just as well I realized my boobie before I actually came on here, because otherwise that would have been a total waste of all of that technique that I had just done, right? So I am going to do this on a lighter, less pressure. You could do old olive and then put mossy meadow over the top if you wanted. But I sort of want to keep the leaves a little bit understated to let those roses just take over. And you can see that the green is going down on top of the pink here, which is going to give them a nice look as well, because that ink has bled when we did the watercolouring. So am I doing an okay job of who hasn't got this, who has not got this yet, this layering bundle? Because I want to know why you don't have it, because honestly it is going to be a favourite for a long time, I think. Let me bring that up so now we can see. Anne hasn't. Oh my gosh. What? Nicole hasn't. Fiona hasn't. Oh my lordy. Okay, I need to create more with this because you guys, I'm obviously not doing my job. If I can't, if you know, you've got to convince other demonstrators as well to be able to get this. So I've got to convince everybody to get it. I love it. All right, clean. Put you aside. Last one. So pretty. Last one. Okay, now this one I want to be really, really rich. So that means you must have all got other really nice stamps. What else has everyone got? I've got other things, but I won't say that this has been my most used, because I have used Country Birdhouse a lot as well, which I love. Doreen says, not yet. New to you, new to Stampin' Up. Welcome. So much goodness to have to space it out. Oh, I know that feeling. Lynn says it's not her thing. Deb said she ordered it yesterday. Woohoo! Fiona's got the duck pond. Oh, see, I didn't get that one. All right, I think I've got them all. Make sure, because this one will settle in, being tone on tone. It'll just settle in. All right, there we go. So I think if I'd used the shaded spruce, it probably would have been a little bit too much on the brighter side. So there we have, just sort of makes them a little bit understated, like they'll settle down because they've only just been applied straight away. Those colors will actually settle down and relax into the card and as they dry, and then those roses will take over. So we sort of want an understated leaf. You could do several of these and do some with green leaves and some without green leaves. So you can choose your own adventure. Right, I see green tinges on there. Okay, so that is how you do. Nearly worn it out. Oh, good. Okay, let's put that one away. Now I'm going to have to clean that one. Goodness me. Okay, so that is the technique of that one there. So I will eventually trim that down and I'll use that on a card. But what I did last night, so my first play, this was just on scrap. So this was my first play, and this one is done with Petal Pink and Calypso Coral, which I think turned out really pretty. And I did this one, I stamped, because I wasn't sure what I was doing and I wasn't sure whether it was going to work. So that's when I stamped with the Saddle Brown Stays On, which is this one here, rather than doing black. And I forgot that it was quite a light one, but I think it turned out really pretty. Like, it's just a real soft, subtle one. So, and then of course I put heaps of water down, and I picked up, stupid me, I picked up my trusty rag here that I have there, and I blotted some, and of course then ink from here went onto my card. So I could probably still trim it down and use part of it in a card. I reckon, you know, I should try and get as most of it, like just put it down and, you know, do that. So, but anyway, so, and then of course it stained my, because you're not really supposed to use stays on your photopolymers. They're not really meant to. If it was red rubber, it would be different. So, and then I thought, well, I better not do it again, because that's sort of teaching you guys bad habits then. And of course I can't find my stays on cleaning pad anywhere. I don't know where I've put it. I do have one, but I couldn't clean it off. So that one's stained. I could die cut it out, but then I would lose all that pretty background area. So anyway, so then I did it again, and I thought I'm going to use a full sheet of the fluid. And I tell you what, that was interesting lining it up. I had one little mishap because I didn't want them to overlap, and these ones got close. So I had these pencil lines marked out everywhere, and then I thought, well, because I started off with the leaves, because the leaves are the biggest things that go out. So I actually put the leaf down, and I got a nice sharp pencil, and I drew little areas of where the leaves, and then I lined them up. So then I did all the watercolouring bits on all of them, and then I rubbed out all my pencils, did my stamping over the top, and then of course I could do the green. The greens lined up really easy. So now I can make 2 cards out of this. So I can cut it in half, because this is 5 inches by 7. So I will cut this one in half, and we're going to actually use this today for the card. And this has dried overnight, so it is nice and reasonably flat. Again, I didn't want to use this one straight away just in case, so but I will create with that one later. So I've got plenty of cards I can create now, all with different looks. So I'll just bring this back in. Hang on 2 secs. So that's a complete different feel and look. Even this one has got. Anyway, so let's get started and let's get cracking on this card then. So, oh, and this one I stamped over in Pebbled Path. And then I think that if I was doing softer colours again, I would maybe get out the copper clay, because I reckon the copper clay would give a similar finish to the saddle brown. So that might be worth playing with as well. And I reckon if you did this in like yellows, it would probably be really quite nice with the copper clay as well. So that's my story on how all that worked. Okay, so half of 7 is 3.5. All right, let's get this cut. Okay, ta-da! Now I've got 2 cards I can create. Do a mat with the piece and then, oh yeah, you could do that. You could die cut that. I'm not going to have much of, oh, this one I could do. And then you could pop it up. Do a matte piece with the die and then add the roses that are die cut. Oh yeah, and you can do that as well. There's so many different things that you could do with it. It's just amazing, because there is a die that will just cut out that rose there. So you can pop it up if you wanted to. I'm going to put them somewhere to dry, because I've also got in my, this is where I get clogged up with so many things. I need you. All right, which piece am I going to use? I don't know. Which piece should I use? Does it really matter, I guess? I could get my bases made at the same time. So for that. Now, I forgot to say, because I got so involved in the technique of it, and I'm just going to bring that up on the screen, that if you are wanting the PDF tutorial of this card and you are not yet on my newsletter, run on over, after we're finished, run on over to alisatilsner.com and you can sign up for my newsletter, and the written instructions for this card that we are making today will be going out next Tuesday. So if you want everything I've used and the written description so that you can recreate, head on over, sign up, and you get a tutorial every week after that. So fun. And I will say we also have an amazing starter kit sale at the moment. Looking for my bone folder. So you can join up if you can get this bundle in your kit. So it's $169 to join. You get $235 worth of products that you can pick, plus you get this starter kit deal as well, and that's valued at $144. So if you're in Australia, come and think about joining us. We would love to have you. I'm just going to remove that now. So back to here, back to my comments. Okay. Hello, Lois. Yes, definitely start on the replay. Now, something's gone wrong with my cutting here, but that's okay. So I'm just going to keep it really, really simple today. So I'm just using a base of basic beige, which is another really favorite color, and it goes so nicely with the Pebble Path. So there's a little bit of chit chat about Pebble Path on the Facebook page in the color combo thread, and it's like, and I didn't realize, I should have realized, I don't know why. I think it may be because when the color refresh came out, it was like so many colors, but I didn't realize. I thought the Pebbled Path was going to be one that stuck around, but it's not. It's an in color, and I'm just like, man. So I'm just keeping this really simple. Oh, I got a belly grumble. And I'm just going to pick the colors for the inks that I used, and I'm just going to do my usual little bits of layering here, my scrappy layering. just gives it a little pop of colour. So and if you're on my tutorial list, then you'll get all these measurements and you won't have to try and figure out what I've done. So I'm just going to keep it really, really simple like this. And I actually was thinking, because I've got some areas on this one has got a lot more color bleeding, but this one didn't have a whole lot of color bleeding. So what I thought I might do was just grab the Country Birdhouse, which I've got lots of leftovers in, and I'm going to grab that little speckle, and I thought I might just add a few little speckles very lightly in Basic Beige, because this color also goes really nicely with the color of the watercolor, because it's the watercolor's an off-white. So I think it, rather than having a white base, this worked quite well. I might, will I stamp off? I don't think so. So just add a little bit of speckle, not too much. I don't want to overpower. I don't want to overpower what I've got going on. So maybe just a little bit of speckle like that. Don't do any more. Don't do any more. I'll go out of control. Okay, and also I thought I might do a tiny little bit of ink blending around the edges. Now make sure I am picking up the correct brush. And this has got brown written on it, but I'm pretty sure that there's not much brown left on that. I think I'm pretty safe to use that. A tiny little bit, but dab it off first because it's a new ink pad and I'm unsure of the intensity, which is pretty rich by the looks of it. So just go just gently around the edges, not too much. And this, it looks like a khaki color when you lay it down, but when it dries, it settles down and doesn't look so crappy color. It doesn't look so, I shouldn't say crappy color. It doesn't look so green based. It turns into that lovely neutral color. Okay, just a little bit to take the edge off. I should really be doing them both at the same time, but because I know what I'll do, I'll go, I'll make that into a card later on, and I won't, and it'll end up in the bin. And it's too pretty for that. Thank you, Carolyn. You're going to have to work on some smaller colouring pieces so that you can turn them into cards. Draw your own images and colour them in. Okay. Okay, and then I need a happy birthday. That's still wet. And I think for my happy birthday, I will do it also on, actually, you know what? There's a bigger one than that. This one says, that just says happy birthday, but there is a bigger one that says, hoping you have the best day ever. And that's a little bit bigger. So, I mean, I don't want to take away from everything that's done, but I also don't want the sentiment to get lost. So this one's just a little smidgy bit bigger. And again, if it's, because it's Wrigley and it's photopolymer, I'm just going to let it drop on my mat so that it doesn't distort the shape, and pick it up from there. Grab our pebbled part so that everything tones in. Trying to open it like it's an old ink pad. Get you out of the way. And stamp. Right. Put you and you aside. All right, bringing out the old naughty stuff. All right, then I'm going to trim this down. You know what? I should. Should I fussy cut that? Oh no, I don't think I will. What have we been? We've been going for 40 minutes already. I won't fussy cut it. Do that, and we'll just do we'll just do straight edges. You could do angled edges if you want. They look really cool. We'll just do a regular one. And then I think just to offset that a little bit more, oh, that's nearly the same. Oh, God, belly rumbles. It's nearly the same. What's that, 8.5? 8.5. How cool when you find straps. Yes, you do need to make some cards. Use your own artwork. So we're going to do just something like that. And then, oh, you know what? I had a bow here the other day and I decided not to use it. So I pulled it off a card and then I threw it in the bin. I wonder if I've still got it. I do. It's just sitting on top of the bin. It's sitting up on top of the pile. I decided I didn't want to use it anymore, so I pulled it off and then threw it away because I thought, I won't use that again. Yeah, nice. Underneath or above? Okay, let's get all this stuff stuck together. So what I'm going to do is stick my pink down first. And, well, all of my boys, all three of my boys all had their birthdays in the last 2 weeks. And none of them got birthday cards. Oops. Never mind. What do they say? The chef never gets meals cooked at home. If you marry a chef, you don't get meals, and I guess the card maker's family doesn't get cards. Anyway, I'm sure that they don't mind that much. Okay, so we're going to pop that, just lining everything up on this grid, making sure it's straight. This is in centimeters and I miss it being in inches because I started working in inches a little while back now, and I keep forgetting that this is centimeters and not. Now I wonder if I should leave a little gap on this side or whether I should butt it. Oh, I think I'll just butt it right up. Okay, I have to lean up and over, so apologies if my head gets in the way. To make sure that's all down. Here we go. Ta-da. And then we'll pop this on. I think I'm going to, this will make it a bit tricky for sticking on, but I'm going to mount this piece to this piece instead of sticking them together and then mounting it, just for something a little bit different. Now, I don't know that I want to use sparkly bling on this. I think I'll just keep it for the ribbon, the twine, and just be done with it. So I'm going to pop that on there. So that's actually going to give it a little bit of a different look as well. And then, so that's going to make it a little bit tricky to stick this down. You can use liquid glue if you love liquid glue. I don't love liquid glue. So we're going to pop this down. It's going to take up, it's going to, on this particular card, it's going to take up a bit of my flowers, which I love down here. If I did it on this one, it's going to cover that one completely. If you turn it around, they look like they're upside down, but so you just sort of have to work out. You could put that one a little bit lower, or you could actually put it at the top. So just find a spot where you're not covering too much of those flowers. I could actually put that one up there as well, but I think I like it down here. As much as I don't want to cover them up, I am going to. Or you could choose, like I said, a slimmer sentiment, totally up to you. So there we go, and then a glue dot, and I don't have to try and tie a bow on Journal Live, which is handy. All right, let's grab a glue dot, and if I put it up, I might put it down here, because if I put it above the sentiment, those tails hang over the. Do you mind? Okay, so we'll pop you on there. And I'm going to call that done. I'm not going to add any sparkly bling. I want it just like, you know, something looked crooked there for a second. Something is crooked. My sentiment is crooked. Oh, just, oh, come off nicely. Is that better? Can't be having it crooked. Take your time, make sure everything's lined up nicely. Okay, so there we have it. Ta-da! And then you've got another bit. So this one did take me obviously a little bit longer because I had to line up all my inks and go around like 4 times. I've got four different images that I put on there each time, but I did stencil all of it and then spritzed it and then did the next layer, did them all, spritzed it, and then I did the final layer and spritzed it, and then I stamped them all and then did the greens. So that is how that turned out. Here's the one, Jane, because you're coming in late. That's the one we did live, so now I can go and create something with that. And these are the other 2 that I have created as well in the past. So here we go. I like that one because it's different colors. I've gotten away from the purple, which is really unusual for me because normally I'm a pink, but it was nice to get away from that. So there we go. Oh, do you want to see? I did my, oh, I shouldn't pick these up when I've got ink all over my fingers, but I finished this one. This is the second layer in the scrapbooking kit. So I did that one, and now I've just got one more to go. There's a hair on there. One more layout to go, and then I can put that kit away for the month and get some photos for it. And there was something else I was going to show you. Oh, my my tutorial membership cards, because the next one goes out in June, at the beginning of June, so you've got until the end of the month. And this one is using the, last month we did the country birdhouse, and then this month we are doing, I did a video on colouring that one. We're doing the country flowers. So these are the cards for next month's tutorials. So you've still got time to jump in for that. But again, I know I'm rushing, but just make sure that you head on over, if you're not already on the newsletter list, run on over, jump on that, and then this card here, full instructions, will be heading out next Tuesday. So thank you very much. There's still more I want to play with this one, but this is one technique that's been sitting in my mind for a little while that I wanted to try and see what it would look like, and I think it looks pretty good. So now you'll have to run out and you have to try this technique, and you have to do it with different colors and then come back and share them with me so that I can see what they will look like. Okay, so next Thursday will be my regular Thursday, but I might jump in. Oh God, my hair is everywhere. It's stuck in my ink pads now. I will try, I might be able to jump in live sometime next week again. So I want to try and come in and do things a little bit more often, even if it was just like yesterday. I thought about doing this technique last night and showing you all as I was creating it, but and then just create the card, but the card didn't really take me very long to create, so that was pretty good. Okay, thank you very much for joining me. Thanks everyone. It's been a great turnout today. Appreciate everybody coming and watching, and we will catch you sometime next week, maybe on the weekend, although you should see my room. I'm going to post a photo of my room and you will see how grubby I am, and then I will attempt to come in here and clean it, and then I will show you my progress because I've got a lot of clearing out of things to do as well. So, and then all the boxes can go. I've got a tiny little path that leads to my desk. Should I admit that? I don't know. Anyway, take care, and we'll see you again very soon. See you later.